Now then, people, welcome back to the Just Your Football Show and another instalment of the White Rose Rivals. It's coming quite a few of yours favourite show of the week, and I know it's one that I really enjoy as well. And this week, Cossie's, dressed up for the occasion, aren't you, mate?
Look at that Santa jumper, man. I tell you what, size XX large, but yeah, all good.
It's great, man. I love that. Merry Christmas to everyone.
Up the Santa.
Yeah, up the Santas indeed. Ash, mate, how are you, buddy? You've had a few decent results of late, mate. So I know you lost last night, or Tuesday, sorry, but are you doing well?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, good. Thanks. Yeah, always good when you get 3 points. I know we haven't experienced it much this season, but yeah, it was a good win on Saturday. Less to said about last night, the Bear.
Yeah. Listen, we've all been beat this week. We were beat 1-0. Huddersfield were beat Wednesday. Rotherham always get beat. They're the new Chef Wednesday, aren't they, basically? This is
I'll take that.
He's had enough, had he? Has he had enough?
I think so, yeah. They were all busy. The only show they've missed, but they were all busy. I was like, yeah, I think they're going to chuck the time. Tom, you must be buzzing, though. The only Yorkshire side midweek games to actually get a result, and a decent result as well.
I didn't expect it. Like, when you go 1-0 down in 7 minutes, I couldn't watch the first half, and then I managed to get her for the second, and I was thinking, no, unfortunately, I've got to watch this second half here, but we actually turned it around, and obviously we're going to later how it happened, but it was a great result, because we never usually beat Borough away, like, we always struggle against them, but it was sort of the hallmarks of like a playoff chasing team when you can sort of pull a result out like that out of the bag.
Yeah, it's mad. At least on this show, right, we've got no one who's mid-table. The good thing about it, you said that, didn't we, last week? Yeah, you did. And then at the bottom, at least we hadn't just got, we're 13th and we drew this week. Do you know what I mean? This week it's like, we've all lost, we're all in the mud. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's exciting. Yeah. Costy, let me come to you then, obviously.
Mate.
On the weekend, loss midweek, is that right? Have I got that right?
Yeah, brutal couple of games, mate, and there were big games we were all expecting at least 4 points and won, and Tuesday night was brutal, mate. The crowd have just turned against the team. There's no one coming, Joe. Honestly, I were away in Madrid last Saturday, but I did watch the game, and people who were there said there were probably 8,000. I know they give it out as some, like they do now, ridiculous kind of figure. They include people that don't go. And then Tuesday night, not much better. Preston brought a couple of thou, but I think people have had enough, Joe, just to the boring football. I mean, obviously the weather for certainly Saturday's game was terrible, wasn't it? And I don't think it helped, but mate, it was shocking. Preston North End, mate, they hadn't scored a goal in the last 3 games. We weren't great against Bristol City, to be honest, man, and then honestly, they could have been about 3 up in about 6-7 minutes. I just don't know what it is, mate. There's just no confidence. The keeper who the drop for Lee Nichols made a couple of cock-ups. They were delighted because obviously ex-Blackpool against Preston, so that went down a storm with them. And the confidence, there were players around with each other, Joe. Boo boys were getting off everyone's back. And this is Preston, mate, who's like on a shocking run and real mess. I don't know if you see the owner put out a tweet. Really, I know people are saying like actions speak louder than words, but he was basically just saying, wait till I come over in January, everyone's going to be accountable. It's almost like I'll get my boots on. It's like, we'll give you a club that you deserve, transfers and stuff. But the worry for me, Joe, is like, it keeps going about being sustainable. I just think in this division, you need to, if he's wanting to do stuff on a shoestring, mate, you're just not going to get any quality in, and we're just lacking that so much. I'm just sick, Joe, just like coming to games with 20, 25%, 35% possession. I got some stats here. It's not like me, to be honest with you, but I put some stats together this season between Warnock and Moore. And I think we were 23 times where we've been in the opposition's penalty area under Neil Warnock this season. Darren Moore, 13, average 13. There were 4 games under 10. Mate, just rubbish. And I've said it before. You were saying it last week, obviously, with the football, but it were desperate on there. And I was just surprised. Soon Plymouth had gone out of 10 last night. I thought QPR might win that. So for me to sit to you just above that line is a relief. But yeah, massive game at Millwall coming up. But again, the players, mate, on this Instagram, Sorba Thomas we were a disgusting performance. We'll make it up to you. A lot of talk, mate, but there's not a lot of evidence. It's just not happening with Darren Moore. But obviously, he's not giving him a chance, a window to. You don't boot anyone out now. Do you just coming in the Christmas period? But can the recruitment team at Huddersfield, who've delivered Tom Edwards, mate, your favourite at Leeds, mate. One of the biggest, shall we say, characters. You know, dreadful. And Ben Wiles has been awful, mate. Rotherham, he don't look fit, don't look right. Them are the two recruits. So we're pinning his hopes on this recruitment team, kind of turning the season around. And yeah, it's as grim. Honestly, I was really gutted. I did a Twitter Spaces. I don't normally do that. I was almost like I needed some therapy. I needed some people to come in with me, and it was doom and gloom. And what were really interesting, a couple of Kevin Nagel's allies kind of joined in. Didn't like joining the chat, but they were listening. So I think, obviously, you're taking a finger on the pulse. It's a grim season, mate. I mean, when you're losing like that to Preston 3-1, and they could have had so many more. They're out of sorts. Bristol City with a poor game. You're just thinking, if we can't get wins out of them, when are we going to get wins? It's grim times. That Millwall game's huge on Saturday. Maybe being away might be a good thing, trying to get positive, because the crowd, them that are turning up are getting on the backs and stuff. And I can't imagine Millwall fans being excited at the moment, because they're not exactly pulling up trees. So yeah, mate, it's we're here again. It's like, you know, Groundhog Day, mate, and Mark Fotheringham, but the only thing is this window. But like other teams, they got, you know, can they pull rabbits out of the hat? Can we get some quality in? But quality costs money, Joe, and we'll see. But yeah, sorry to give that positive
no.
and everything there, mate.
No, it's great, mate. It's great, honestly, because I know the football's terrible, but prior to the loss, obviously you were unbeaten in 4.
Yeah. I think that's what made it worse. Tuesday, Joe. Yeah. It's like, you know, when you're 4 unbeaten, I get like 1 win in 4, 3 draws, but you'd think there was some kind of, at least we're building something. Or when they scored there, like first goal, the confidence had just gone totally out of the side. The Boo Boys were like, it was almost as if like we'd done a 10-game losing run and stuff like that as well. And one of the big things that I've heard as well, Tom Lee's got subbed at half-time, Joe, and I've heard there were let's just say a difference of opinion in the dressing room at half-time. When you're pulling a senior player like that, it made no sense to me, the substitution. He played like Josh Crum as a wing-back. I get the squad ain't good, but when you're subbing a senior player, you know, I know it's... So I think he'll let more know what he thinks. So the harmony's not there as well, mate. So it's really... the only amazing thing is, how are we not in that bottom 3? It's just amazing, mate. Sorry to there's no rubber in me about Wednesday, but we're so, honestly, it's just ridiculous, really, mate. We're so bad, but yeah, let's see what happens Saturday. But Millwall away is such a huge game now.
It is. Ash, I'll come to you, because obviously you've said we're crap, but before the loss, you had 7 points on the board, mate. 3 results, 2 wins. You know what I mean? What's going on? So, nothing's going to shake that for a little bit, is it?
No. We obviously we went into Saturday's game against Stoke away, looking at it that it was a potential 3 points. One we looked at. We knew obviously Norwich we got midweek, and then we've got a massive game on Saturday against QPR, who were down there with us. So you're looking at the Stoke, and yes, it wasn't a pretty game at all for either side. Going into the first half, if 0-0 was just about right. No one. It was scrappy. It was just chances given to each team, but they're not doing anything with it. And then it come to like, I think it was something like nearly the 80th minute, and Danny Rule made 2 attacking substitutions. So it wasn't like he was settling for a point. He really did. He brought was it Masaba? And what was the other guy? I can't remember who else he brought on. And then Kasama and Smith. So it was 3 substitutions that combined for the goal, for obviously to win it in the 90 plus 1, I think it was in the end. And that was it. It was a crap game, but you have got to, them sort of games, you've got to try and win them any means, and we did. So we managed to get the goal, and that was the 3rd game on the trot that we scored in 90 plus minutes. Whereas before we'd only scored, I think before our 3-game unbeaten, we'd scored 8 goals all season. And then obviously scored 3 against Blackburn, 1 Leicester, and the winner against Stoke. So yeah, it was great. It was great. Really good, 3 points.
Yeah, good.
The thing is though, you know, like, and it's what a weekend this is, isn't it? You've got 23rd v 22nd and 20th v 21st, and you know, kind of talking you guys up. If you get 3 points against QPR, and obviously, you know, one of us lose is probably, I don't know, which would be a better result, to be honest with you, but you're only 5 off, and from where you were, like with Roll kind of getting the fans on board and a bit of momentum going to Christmas, it's like 5 points to you guys, like getting out of it must feel like, wow, how have we got there? When you were almost like done and dusted, wasn't it, really, about a month and a bit back? So it just shows, doesn't it? Our weekend's going to be so big.
It is. I think obviously still one favourite to go down, but the turnaround in just 3 games, 7 points from 3 games, it was fantastic. And I've said to myself and on the podcast and thing, we've said if we're within 4 or 5 points of safety in January, with the January window, I know you said about bringing players in because it's same as us. We need to let some players go and bring some in. But like everyone knows, our financial situation is not the best. So we are going to be relying on loans, and hopefully some loans from the Premier League, some youngsters that we can gain, or even I know Danny Rule from Germany, any contacts that he's got for European transfers, anything. But when we win on Saturday, because I'm positive, when we win on Saturday, obviously we go 16, QPR will stay on 20, and then it all depends obviously what happens with Huddersfield, Millwall, and Stoke are just another point. So that'll be, I don't know, what's that, minimum of 5, maximum could be like.
The mad thing is, mate, with this turn of form match, there's a big chance you stay up, man. There's a big chance, man. You've shown you can win a few games now. Do you know what I mean? I was writing you off a couple of weeks back, so there's life in the old dog yet.
I think everyone was, to be honest, Joe, weren't they? Come on, we hadn't won in 12 games or something, and then we have just gone a bit of a purple patch, and it is we've got QPR. And then we've got Cardiff, and then we've got Coventry on Boxing Day. So we've got 3 games there that I know Coventry had a good win the other night. But, yeah, it's coming to a bit of probably a turning road coming with January. And then it's what the manager can do in January as well.
I think what will be interesting with your game on Saturday, mate, is that from what I've seen of QPR when they played at our place and yours, they come and have a go. I don't think they will park the bus. And obviously you'll need to win. It's like you're not going to settle for a point. So I think that could be here we go, a 0-0 written all over it now. But I think it, could be a really exciting game on Saturday and that as well. I think they're good on the break. Obviously, Ilias Chairs, the man, watch out for there. But I think last night they must have thought, here we go, Plymouth down to 10 men. It's chance now to go on and win it. And I think he was a bit disappointed reading some of the quotes from their manager. So, yeah, I don't think they'll come for a point. So, yeah, that'll be a good game on Saturday, mate. Such a big game because I know they're going about momentum, and sometimes I wonder in football if it's a bit overrated, that word. But if you could, get it fired, everyone will be up for the Christmas games, and all of a sudden it's what seemed no chance has got a big chance. And same with us, I suppose, go to Millwall. If we beat them last year, but under Warnock and a bit of a smash and grab. But if somehow we can, all of a sudden, I think you go to that Christmas game, don't you, feeling a bit better. But no, mate, it's going to be one of those on Saturday. We'll be checking phones and you'll be checking ours. It'll be an interesting afternoon.
Yeah, like a final day of the season. Sounds like a final day of the season.
Before January the 1st. He's gone playing well, hasn't he? Cifuentes. And like they picked good wins.
Yeah, against us on Saturday, there was pretty good, to be fair. Like the football they played, and was dire, to be honest, as well.
It's basically like Christmas Eve, 2 drunken people being out on an all-dayer and they're just fighting over a kebab at Mill Hill Kebab Shop in Leeds, mate. And you're eating it like it's your best meal ever, but it's 2 bad drunks in it that just you're drunk, man. And Sheffield Wednesday Huddersfield Rotherham, it's call it 3 bad drunks, mate. Just scrapping for that burger, mate, at 3 a.m. after you've been drinking for 12 hours. Honestly, that's what we're all about. But someone's got to eat the burger, haven't they?
Anyone goes into 3 or 4 games unbeaten with a couple of wins and a couple of draws, and it opens it well back up.
100%.
And plus, there's other teams as well that are just out there. You got Stoke and Plymouth.
Stoke are rubbish, mate. Their crowd's given up on them, a bit like Huddersfield, mate. How many empty seats were in that Stoke and when you scored that winner on Saturday? It was unbelievable. And I noticed, like, when they played Leeds, it's honestly the Stoke have just, since they always had a good support in their Premier League, but it's when it was interesting, obviously they sat Neil, didn't there? And when I look, the last 4 seasons, I didn't realise it's been like 17, 18, 17, 16. So I think they've just like, we've had enough walking out, and I think they're in big danger, to be honest with you. They've won 6 games, though, to be fair, which is a few more than us two. But I think they're vulnerable. But it depends, I suppose, who they're getting as manager. It'd be interesting there, mate, wouldn't it? And it didn't surprise me Neil got the push.
Yeah, no, Alex Neil. Yeah, he probably shouldn't have ever left Sunderland, really, should he? To be fair, instead of trying to, should have stayed put. But it is what it is. Yeah, Joe Joffe Gelhardt. He could be a potential on loan for a couple of.
Yeah, someone was saying that today to me. Yeah,
linked to him, but
I'm not
a fan. I'll be honest.
Better off down the bottom end, I think, Tom.
Joe, would he be up for a relegation battle? I know it sounds a bit. Would he be? Or is he the kind of player that maybe go 1-0 or somewhere?
He needs some football because he's not getting any at Leeds, and he's not getting a looking at all. Mateo Joseph, who's a youngster that's coming through, is now getting in ahead of him as well. So he needs to get minutes. I don't think he's a bit like Sam Greenwood in the sense that Sam Greenwood never got a look in. He went to Middlesbrough and he's doing all right. So you might get that from Joffe, but last season he got dropped in at Sunderland when they just lost Ross Stewart, so it didn't really work for him. So maybe, I don't know. He's just not fulfilled his potential at Leeds.
How do you guys think the chances were? You probably might know a bit more than me, but I refuse to believe that. Obviously everyone's got recruitment teams, and people are talking to each other now, aren't there? Weeks, months in advance. Surely they're not. It's not just like January the 1st. Right, let's get on the phone to someone, and we've got a shopping list. If stuff, because the thing for me with Huddersfield, obviously, Man City, that first game in club, it doesn't matter, but we need, because you've got to get the guys in. How fit are they going to be? Because I'm assuming guys you're going to get in and not played any football. Where the teams are, obviously, like us Wednesday and Rotherham, we need guys to hit the ground running. Those guys, it's not as easy as you think. I know people want names and people in, but you're either going to get damaged goods or people that are in like lower divisions. But this is where they earn the money, these recruitment guys, don't it? Because it's like, because there was something about link with us that Diarra is going to Leicester, which I think is falling out with people at the club, and we're going to get a European player, but it's like, who? And where our January window last year was a disaster, mate. We're bringing like Florian Kamberi, don't laugh, mate. He scored on his debut, and I thought, here we go. Then he never saw him again. He played about 3 games, and it just shows it. It's all right getting these players who are out of contract or not attached or have hardly played any football off a bench, but half of them, you need people to hit the ground running, and it's just unless you've got serious cash, it's going to be hard, mate. For all of us, I think.
I think so as well. Like Leeds United, we need a left back, we need a number 10. So it'll be interesting to see how we go. I think we'll go for loans, but just on Leeds United, obviously we routinely beat Blackburn. To be fair, Blackburn huffed and puffed, but didn't really create anything last weekend. 2-0 win, but last Tuesday against Sunderland, it was just not good. I thought. Michael Dodds, is it? The manager just set them up great, and obviously they've had 2 wins on the spin against West Brom and Leeds, so it shows you what a decent job Jack Clark was immense in the first half, gave Archie Gray the run around. I think they're a decent side for me, and I think Sunderland probably will be top 6. But the thing is for Leeds United, same points after this stage last season, we're top of the league. The facts are. The top 2 are flying. Yeah. They're just flying.
I was just going to say that, Joe. It's like on another season, it's like you've 12 lost, drawn 5. That's good. It's a good tally in that as well. But the other 2 are such a searching pace, and I think the biggest thing for you, mate, is your playoff record. You're just haunted with it. So it's almost like people are like, don't get us in the place, but you've got to look at it as a different season, different players, different mindset. But you know what it'll be like, Joe, if you don't get it. So I think there's that added pressure. Everyone I speak to, we don't want the playoffs because obviously what happened in Donny, Watford, all the other, kind of Derby and what have you. But
and everything,
I tell you what, Joe, that Leeds Ipswich game a week on Saturday is absolutely huge, mate. And a bit like that Wednesday QPR coming up, like both teams are going to go for it. That could be anything, mate. So Ipswich won't come and think, oh, we're 10 points ahead, let's go for a draw. They'll come and win, mate. So that, honestly, so many exciting games to come up, obviously fighting for different battles, all of us. And good man. And all that win for Hull like last night, it's just all of a sudden you must be thinking after that QPR, it's like, oh God, is it? And then to pull a win out of that against Middlesbrough, we've just lost the plot a little bit, haven't they, since Leeds beat them? And all of a sudden you're looking up as well. Sunderland getting new manager in. Honestly, it's at both ends. It's I know you might be a sadist with the bottom. It's exciting, mate. It's really good. Better than Premier League. Well, although that's pretty exciting this time.
You don't want to be in like 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Do you? That's boring.
Nah.
Who wants that?
Rubbish.
Like, who wants that? You want
Rubbish,
to be on the bottom. You want to be fighting for every game.
Yeah, I think. The thing is, like you say, Ipswich. It's a big week for them now, and that's what I'm clinging on to because they've got Norwich at the weekend, which is a derby. They then play Leeds United, and then they play Leicester. I mean, in an ideal scenario, they lose all three, but they probably will pick some points up. I just hope it's not against us.
Joe, someone was saying though to me that Leicester got 6 players in the AFCON from January, so that's going to be something else.
They're missing Iheanacho and Daka, aren't they? So they're
and
the thing is, they're not convincingly winning. West Leicester, are they? Like last night again, but they're getting it done.
Is that what you're saying? Saying Wednesday have still got a chance then if Leicester have got 6 players? Yeah, you know.
It's open. Yeah, get on a run, win next 10 games, mate. Who knows?
Tom, them in 7th, mate, lost against QPR. Yeah. You've seen just before just how well they've been playing, but obviously to come back at the Riverside, which is a tough place to go, win 2-1. So 3 points out of 6 and just same points as Sunderland now. So playoffs is still well and truly well on for you guys, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll start off with the bad first, QPR. Yeah. So obviously, like, we lost Philogene in the first half for injury. He's out for 4 to 6 weeks. That was a massive blow. So I felt like it was only a matter of time before I was going to lose a big player for injury because it wouldn't be like us to go through like half a season without losing anyone. So that was a massive miss. And then we didn't obviously we don't have anyone in the squad that can replicate his impact. And we also missed Alfie Jones as well, who had just become a dad, so he missed that game, and that was a massive miss. But we just didn't really get going like how we usually do, and we could certainly see the difference with Jones out there. Like, we couldn't progress play from the back as well because we had 2 left-footed centre halves, and then Coyle at left back, sort of slowing play down. Every time the ball came to him, he kept on cutting inside instead of sort of shifting out to the wing and getting us forward. But we're just so easy to play against. Like, was playing some decent football like we always do, but we're just playing in front of QPR instead of getting in behind them. And Connolly played, but he didn't really tear up any trees. And then Delap had to sort of do everything on his own again. Kept having to drop deep to pick up the ball. So it wasn't a great performance. And then the first goal, the score through Chris Willock, just on a stroke of half time. Like, he cuts inside, has a lot of room, and then just hits a strike. And you're thinking Allsop could probably save it, but done. And then the second goal, the score is another Allsop mistake. Like, he's trying to dilly-dally with it in his own box. He loses it, and then the play simple pass across to Elias Chair, and he just slots it in. So obviously that was a poor performance. I was sick of us playing Traore on the wing again. He's not a winger, like, he's a central midfielder, and we just, when with our Philogene or in the squad, we don't really have that pace out wide to cause problems. But then against Middlesbrough last night, I wasn't able to watch the first half, fortunately, because we went 1-0 down. I was thinking, here we go again. But second half, fair play to Rossini. He made 3 telling substitutions midway through the second half. He brought on Tufan, Vinagre, and he brought on McLaughlin as well at the back, went free at the back. And it changed the game. Like, Vinagre assisted Tufan, played a bot. The first goal we scored was from a corner, so Greaves flicks it on, and then Delap heads it in, and I'm thinking, we can go win this now. And then Vinagre bursts down the left, like, he's rapid, like, I don't know who he beat, but he beat like 2 players, and then puts it across, and then Tufan gets it on a plate, smashes it into the bottom corner, and we go and obviously win the game. And then at the end, you've probably seen the clip doing the rounds on Twitter, like, also makes like a triple save, and then all our players just come together and start celebrating with each other like we just won the World Cup. And that's just sort of like togetherness you need, like, belief in togetherness, like when you're sort of fighting for the playoffs, fighting for promotion. And it was like great to see. Obviously, Alfie Jones was back in on last night, and that was a massive difference. He got man of the match, and surprisingly, he's been probably our most consistent player this season, and he's sort of flown under the radar, really. Like, not many people talk about him, which is good, but in my opinion, he's been one of the best in the division this season at centre back. Like, he's a Rolls Royce, like, the way he can bring the ball out, ball playing defender, positionally well, like, really good. And yeah, I was pleased with Rossini making them bold 3 substitutions on the 60th minute, because that's what changed the game. And yeah, I was thinking if he left it any longer, we'd have probably lost. But he had the balls to sort of change it, and that's fair play. And we go on and win the game. And those are the sort of games you need to win, because usually we're poor against Borough. But last night, yeah, I was happy with what I saw, especially in the second half.
Yeah,
you're more
definitely.
consistent than most, aren't you? But it's like, because I'm thinking Cardiff at home, this is a good game to come on Saturday. But then I thought that Watford were at home, and it's it's just one of those. Cardiff are just so unpredictable, aren't they, to like work out at the moment. And but after the Championship make no sense. Well, it's not trouble. It's good, isn't it? It's good, isn't it? We like it, but it's like that's a great.
You think,
game
oh
to
yeah,
me
you
on
just
Saturday.
beat Borough here. You just beat Borough. Now we can go
Yeah.
against QPR, Cardiff, and beat them. But it's never that simple. Like, as we saw, obviously Watford came and we're thinking, 3 points here and they go and do a job on us. But yeah, like, it was a great confidence booster that, because we lost 2 in a row for the first time under Liam Rossini when we lost against QPR, which is an impressive stat, to be fair. Like, he's been in charge since November last year. So, and when we go 1-0 down there, you're thinking 3 in a row, we're going to start sliding down the table. Yeah. You're thinking Philogene out, who's going to replace his impact? He scored like 6 goals and 5 assists in like 13 games, something like ridiculous like that. So he's the individual player that can create something from nothing, and he's done that multiple times. And luckily last night, Tufan came off the bench and stepped up. Like, he's not done it for ages. Like, we've been getting frustrated as fans because we know he's got the ability, but he's not showing it. And then he steps up and obviously wins the game for us, and that's exactly what you need. And hopefully he can do the same on Saturday.
Yeah, how big a game that Boxing Day, Hull and Sunderland? Jesus, like big
game,
and beauty. Yeah, there's some good games. Everyone's got some good games coming up.
Yeah, Championship's mad, isn't it? Championship is mad. I'm just thinking there, we'll stay with you, Tom, because obviously you have got Cardiff at the weekend. They're in 10th. If they win that game, they're on the same points as you. Do you know what I mean? That's the mad thing.
It's so close. It's so close.
Yeah. Smart. But Cardiff obviously lost to Birmingham. Let me down on an acca. If you're losing at Birmingham, you're just not the one for me. That's absolutely shocking. But you've got to fancy.
Whoa! It happens to all the best teams.
Mate, we drew with them, man. We got beat. Actually, we got beat by them under. They were different then, though. They had what's his face, Eustace. Now they've got Rooney, man. Different. Oh no, yeah, we did lose to Birmingham. My bad. Yeah, I'm tough. I've lost my head there for a second. Tom, Cardiff at home, you've got to fancy yourself?
Yeah, when you see the result against Birmingham, you think that, but like, we're obviously been in this position before, like, we've got a big chance just to get back into the playoffs, potentially, if results go our way. So we just need to... It'd be interesting to see what Rossini does, because after how Vinagre performed off the bench, we don't want to see Coyle at left back no more. Want to see him either back on right back or Christie play there. Like, he was so good, like, when he came on, like, driving down the wing, and he has that pace to beat a man, and that's exactly what we need. Whereas Coyle didn't really have that, and that was, and then as well, like, I think Tufan could probably come in now, and like, Tufan's probably best, like, up front, like, just playing off the striker, and then Traore played well off the bench as well, but he got subbed on for Seri in like the 60th minute, but I doubt he'll drop Seri, but he did look quite tired, so maybe he'll change that there. But yeah, I do fancy us, but it's just it depends on like how the game goes, and if we're obviously missing Philogene a lot in terms of the impact he does down the wing, and we need January just to bring in a winger and a striker in, because if the lap gets injured, we're down to the bare bones, and we're having to play Connolly there as like our only out and out striker. So yeah, it's a tough one.
Games are coming thick and fast as well, aren't they?
Yeah,
that's it. And if you've lost Philogene, who's obviously an integral part, then it's you're gonna have to be a bit of squad rotation if you can.
Yeah, because that's what was promising pleasing about last night, is that we've got the players that can step up and produce in moments like Tufan did, and like it maybe took for Philogene to get injured for Tufan to realise, look, I've got a chance here now to come in and show what I'm about, and that's what he did. And like, he looked hungry last night. He was looking fit, and he was performing well, and then obviously gets the goal. So we just need that consistency, like what Philogene was producing from a few more of the players, and I'll be confident we can push into the playoffs, because I'm looking at the teams around us, and I'm not really like, you're thinking it's a massive chance here this season to finish in the playoffs. Like, that's what I'm thinking. Like, before the season started, I said I'll be happy with like 11th place, but when you're in and around the mix now, you want them playoffs. So
yeah, you've got to fancy yourself, mate, for sure. I think we'll get some predictions kicking off. I'm going to go 2-0, mate. I think you win 2-0 at home against Cardiff. Yeah. Cossie, Hull versus Cardiff. What do you reckon?
Oh, it depends which Cardiff turns up, but I think Hull will get it done. 1-0, mate. All the defence is the envy of most in the division, and I think they'll leak out a goal. But yeah, just like I said, Wednesday's result will go to waste. Things like when you're playing with Dad and Maud, like you've just won, but then it's like a point keeps the run. No bollocks, mate. You need to win, don't you? So honestly, that's just how he thinks. It's just does me head in. Then you get on this 4 unbeaten when you've drawn 3 of them, and it's winning's what it's all about. The aim of the game. Rossini plays to win, mate, and he'll win on Saturday 1-0.
Yeah, for sure. Go on then, Ash. What's yours? Hull, Cardiff.
I'm going to go the same. I'm going to say 1-0 Hull. But like I agree with Cozzy. All depends which Cardiff City turn up. And like I said, I know we've got them in a week, so interesting to see the result.
Yeah, and go on then, Tom.
Yeah, I'll have to stick with what I said on the podcast on Sunday. I said 1-0, so 1-0 to Hull City. Yeah.
There you go. Wally Daft says 1-0 Delap. There you go. We'll stay up the top end before we go down the bottom end. Leeds United have Coventry at the weekend. Look, we're at home. We don't get beat at home. He says that might be famous last words, but undefeated at home so far. Exactly. Yeah. No, I fancy as I do. I think there'll be a little bit of like, it's not retribution the right word, but they need to put in a performance. The only thing I will say, and it's getting quite frustrating now for the fan base, is Daniel Farke's reluctance to change it. He is not using the squad at all. He only ever makes changes after the 70th minute. And Ampadu's looking out on his feet. If you're not going to play Gruyev, why did you buy him? You know what I mean? He's a Bulgarian international. He's used him for 5 minutes here and there. I think Spence needs to go right back potentially, and maybe move Gray to left because he's just better on the right. Spence has looked good, but like I say, unfortunately, we got Byram injured, which means he's having to play out on the left-hand side at the minute. We need a left back in January. But yeah, I'd just like to see him switch. I'd like to see Nonto get some game time more than just like 10 minutes here and there at the end of games, because it's so hard for a player to come on and affect a game when you're struggling to break down a low block, I think, anyway. I'm not saying Coventry will do that, but I just think we need to get some more minutes for some of the squad players, and I'd like to see him rotate a little bit, even if he puts Gray into midfield, and I don't know who would come in at right back, depends if Shackleton's fit. But yeah, the mad thing is, loss against Sunderland straight away, I'm like, wow, we actually haven't got a deep squad. We actually do need some more bodies, which might sound mad to you folks, but you can't stand still, I don't think, in any league. You've got to
you need a right back, don't you, really? Like, he was after.
Yeah.
He was linked to Trey Hume, right? Like,
we've been linked with him, but I think Trey Hume, if the links are genuine, will be played at left back because we've got Jed Spence. Like, you're not going to bring in another right back to him to play over Spence. And
he's getting a bit of criticism, Jed Spence. I think sometimes it's just it's a bit his demeanour and stuff, but people are saying he's not caring, he's not being asked. It's only early days, but what have you not been blown away with him then? I take it.
No, I think he's done all right. Yeah. He's not started at right back yet. He's only played it he's only had a couple of minutes. I do know what you're saying in terms of his, like, when he got brought off, he's like this, like a face as if to say, what are you bringing me off for? But he's got that sort of demeanour about him, hasn't he? It is. Yeah. I think we need a left back, and then you can put Spence at right back, and then maybe move Gray back into midfield. We'll have to wait and see. I do think we'll win at the weekend, though, just because we're at home. I've not seen much of Coventry this season. Been disappointed with them, though. I thought they'd be up there.
Yeah, look at some of the, obviously, we miss Harmer and Gokkeres. That was the two big ones. But then they're bringing some shrewd acquisitions.
He's back as Harmer now, though. He played last night.
Ellis Sims, from how we did, obviously, last season. Obviously, did decent for Sunderland, or was it the season before? So I thought he'd hit the ground running there, but he didn't.
But listen,
they lost one in the last 5, though. Coventry.
Yeah,
I think this is a dangerous game. Just reading up on the stuff, I do a bit of prep, coming on. I don't just blag it here, but they're getting a few players back. All right, Southampton picked them back the other night, but like you say, settled back for. Strikers starting to. I think this is a bit of a banana skin game for Leeds, because again, you didn't expect Leeds to win with their own form, but yeah, I know you haven't come with predictions yet, but I think it's going to be 1-1 here, Joe. I think this is going to be Coventry just starting to get it together.
Obviously, Callum O'Hare's come back. He scored 2 against Birmingham. And then he's in form now. Like, he's a good player on his day. They're getting obviously like you say, they're getting some of the key players. I do think that they'll be in and around it at the end. Like, come obviously next year, like they'll probably be like top half at least, pushing playoffs. They've got the squad to.
I mean, what I will say, a big up to Ant as well, by the way. If we do draw and Leicester and Ipswich win again, like there will be a meltdown in the fan base, like a meltdown. So I just
you need to chill out, you lads.
I know, bro.
Oh, yeah. The meltdown with 37 points, whatever they
it will be. I'm telling you, I'm not from me.
41 points they've got. Jesus, give us that now. Stay up. We'll take that in May. Jesus.
Yeah. Honestly, there will be battles. Yeah.
No, I think this is going to be a tricky game for Leeds, and it's after Wednesday. I think it's really weird, isn't it? Because you've been on a great run, and to me, again, maybe I'm Darren Moore-eyes, but a win at Blackburn and 3 points out of 6, 2 difficult away games, blah blah blah, is good. But obviously, they're the top two are flying away, and that's not probably good enough, really. But it's just, I think it'll be an interesting game. I just think Coventry might nick something here, mate. They're solid now. I think we won all and maybe booed off at the end, Joe. That's my prediction here.
Do you know what I hate about this is Cozzy normally gets these predictions right.
So, he did last week. QPR whole 2-0.
I know, this is why I buy Christmas jumpers for like £10, mate. Because predictions come in, man.
You'd be buying a Gucci jumper if you was putting the money on.
I'd love to see your betting slips.
Mate, there's no betting for me, but no, honestly, interesting game this one, mate.
So you're going to go for 1-1, Cotty, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm going to go 2-0. Tom, what about you?
I think it's one of them games where like Coventry, early on in the season, obviously Coventry went to Leicester, and I think they obviously went 1-0 up, and then Leicester came back. I think it could be similar here. Like it'll be 1-1, and I think Leeds could probably grab a late winner. So I'm going to go Leeds 2-1.
Nice. What about you, Ash?
I'm going to go 1-0. I'm going to go 1-0.
Ash is copying my scores. Yeah, I'll tell you next one, Ash. I'll send you a text, mate.
Yeah.
He's going to stick them on an acre, is Ash. I'm telling you.
I've got Sky Bet up on the screen here as we see.
Oh, God. I hope it's not a draw. We need 3 points again because, like you say, the top two are relentless. But there you go.
Do you reckon one of them is going to break the Reading's record or not? They got 103 points.
I don't think they will.
Whatever happened to Reading, eh? Do you remember them?
I think Leeds fans, obviously, are they surprised. I think everyone's surprised at Ipswich Town, but are they gutted at this situation? Because obviously, 100%. I imagine that you will think, looking at it and going, "Yeah, we've had a good start. We're going to be pushing on an Ipswich." I think we also, I certainly said it, that they'll drop off, and they just haven't, have they? They have been relentless.
Well, this is what I mean. I think Leicester and Ipswich potentially were the quickest to ever get to 50 points after this stage of the season since the Championship became the Championship. Before it was like Division 1 and all that sort of stuff. Like the start that they had, the best start of so it's like it's just our luck that in a season where normally, like I say, if it was 12 games in last season, we're top of the league. This season, we're fucking third. And
what they usually say, 2 points per game gets you the automatic.
Which we're achieving. Exactly. That's what I mean.
But I think a lot of it, though, is to go back what I said earlier on, mate. It's because your record in the playoffs, it's on you. If you've had some playoff successes like, I think, Hull on Wednesday, sorry, I'll bring that up again, but we've had some good ones, mate. I know Forest didn't go one, but over the years, but it's totally different teams, different managers, different mindset. But it's just that big fan base. It's like, we'll get it up at players, we'll knacker it up, and it just transfers. I mean, that I know, don't mention it, Joe, that derby, but it was impossible to blow that, and you did. But it's definitely. So everyone's thinking automatic or not, but you shouldn't think that. But if the worst case scenario, third is good, but surely Ipswich can't. It's like that game next Saturday. It's so big that, isn't it? But I suppose if you only draw now on Saturday and they win, then you just kind of close. Yeah, so it don't maybe matter as much. You've got to get it done.
The mad thing is, right? We beat Blackburn 2-0 in the early kickoff. It was 4 points. 4 points, and then come next Saturday, it's now 10. Do you know what I mean? It's like, what the heck? You know what I mean? So it just goes like that. So. Yeah, listen, we've just got to keep plugging away. Daniel Farker's cutting a decent figure in the pressers, just saying, listen, I won't look at the table till game 40. As long as we get so many wins, 2 points a game, all that sort of stuff. And the one thing I'll say from he's been here, done it 2 times. Do you know what I mean? So I have to have faith in Parker. But yeah, we need McKenna to go to Man United if Ten Hag sack him. If Ten Hag gets sacked, then maybe they might give it McKenna. Give it McKenna to the end of the season, and then
I just look at the Ipswich squad. And I think it's just like so like mid-table championship. Like when I look at the personnel of the players, like obviously that Leif Davis is a really good player. You've got Connor Chaplin who's banging in goals, but then you look at like Sam Morsey. Like, is he really like that's an automatic promotion sort of midfielder? I'm not too sure. But it's just
you know what though, everyone, it's not a surprise that many people were saying this were going to happen. It's not as if they were one there. They were saying Ipswich they score goals the way they play. I thought, okay, but it is happening. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
The bookies had him like 4 favourites, I think. Like, he's going to get promoted at the start, so it's not like no.
I remember the lads at the second tier were saying something as well, like saying, look, Ipswich will be up there. I know they're not the fountain of all knowledge and they annoy nearly every fan base under the sun at some point, but I think they had them up there as well. So yeah,
don't you think it's funny though that they call this game on Sunday like the old farm derby?
It's brilliant, isn't it? Listen, I'm hoping Norwich pulls something out. That's a good thing. I think everyone's going Norwich are rubbish, but it's a derby, so you just never know,
course. Yeah, because exactly like when Leeds played Huddersfield, mate, you never know, do you?
Oh, please. Come on, Norwich and Delia. That's all I'm saying.
Where are you?
It's coming you. That'll be true at half time, won't it? When
Definitely. Let's move to the bottom and then we'll start with Huddersfield. You have Millwall. I watched Millwall last night against Leicester. I thought they looked half decent in the first half on the counter attack, but I mean, they didn't have much, mate, and you're on a decent run of form. I remember reading as well, just in like looking at the like flash scores and the preview prior to that. Apparently, Millwall have been terrible at home as well. I think they're actually better away from home. So
they're the top for away form, like probably like top 6 or something.
Right. Okay. There you go. So at home they've been shocking. So Cossie, that might help you out a little bit. I'm just gonna have a look.
I think the thing is, it could play into. It's just going to be another kind of Darren Moore thing, really. I think we're just going to set up not to do a right lot.
Mate, they're bottom of the table. They're bottom of the table for home form. Bottom.
Yeah, but Darren Moore will just go there and just sit back, and then the awards go on. So
the only thing is, like with Tuesday, we were a wounding defeat, and the first time I've seen the players arguing with each other and stuff and that as well. But again, it's. I just can't get my head around a draw and again here and that as well. I'd love us to win, but just no faith, mate. I'd be interested to see what it does with the goalkeeping situation because, you know, everyone thought he'd bring Nichols back when he was fit last week and he's not. Maxwell played all right, but then he made a big error for the 3rd goal and I think he'll stay with him, but there's a lot of people think he'll bring Nichols back in, but it's just firepower. Danny Ward went off. But off his cards were knackered, mate. With an embarrassment up front, there's nothing there. But again, I just think it could be similar. If it were at Huddersfield, I think if you don't, the Boo Boys could be out for Millwall, you know. And I just honestly, I think this has got a draw written all over it, mate. And I think both managers might be quite happy with that. And I've talked your games up Wednesday, QPR and Leeds, Coventry. But I think this is going to be pretty dire stuff, mate. A draw.
Do you think a draw, 1-1 or?
I don't think we've got the firepower, mate, to get or the clean.
Who's Huddersfield's top scorer this season? Like,
it's Mikel Ellick, mate. Can you believe that? Yeah, embarrassing, that, isn't it? Yeah. Centre back's top scorer with 4, mate. So it's not. There's a lot of work needs to be done.
What was he called? Bergzorg. He looked all right, Cossie.
Yeah, mate. You know what, mate? I think in a good side, he's maybe a bench player and an impact player, but whatever can kind of play him as a forward when he's he's more of a winger when he's played in the past, like in Germany and Mainz and Holland and that as well. But you know what? He cares though, mate. Which is you never know. Sometimes with Dutch players, we've had a few where it's just like he just like Janina Bakuno actually scored last night, the winner, but. He's another guy who's like, you didn't know what you were going to get. But no, I think, this is going to be a game where I just think both managers will be happy not to lose here, mate. I think it'll be a lot of fear, and it's not a game I'd be choosing, mate, to watch if I were a neutral. But 1-1. Somehow we're going to get a goal, but I don't see us winning, mate.
I'm going to go for a 1-0 Huddersfield win, just due to the dire straits of Millwall's home form. Maybe Michael Ealick from a corner. Let's go for it. 1-0.
I think sorry, Joe, just cutting back in. I think this will show. It's the first time I've really thought they're not really playing for Darren Moore. A few of the players, and so obviously a bit of talk after this. I think this is going to show you a lot about where everyone is with it all. To be honest, mate. With people falling out on Wednesday
as well, won't he? Because he's been there a while now, hasn't he, Tom Lees?
Yeah, so I think the team, some are talking. Let's go again Saturday. We'll make it up to you. Others obviously heard about that Tom Lees thing earlier on. What? You can't have a team that's like 6 players up for it and 5 not anymore. I think everyone were playing for more, say, a few weeks ago, but. There's only so many times you can play counter-attack football, and it must knacker you as a player. I don't know what it must feel like when you're like, you're either going to have the ball, you're going to have to run your ass off pretty much every game. I hardly get any chances if you're a forward. You can't tell me that don't like kind of get.
The thing is when you're having little possession as well, like you say, you're getting more tired, and that's obviously impacting you later on in games. Like you're probably more likely to concede later on if you just sat back. Like you'd rather just go for it, and even if you're not got the players to do it, like. At least give it a go, because when you just sat back, it's boring to watch. Like, being there,
that's why.
I'll say.
Tim, and that's why I love watching Spurs at the minute, because everyone will go, "Oh, they should have dropped off. They should have done this," but at least they're having a fucking go. I'd rather go down.
Yeah, they had to go with 9 men, didn't they?
That's what I mean. They get battered for it, but then they go and get a point against City. Do you know what I mean? Because they had a go.
The best thing is, Joe, though, is Postecoglou has just said. That's how I'm going to beat. It's almost like you got me. This is how my style is. Take it or leave it to the board, to the fans. So no one can argue any different. A bit like we were on about that Corbyn the other week when Leicester burgled that thing. They were going for the winner, pushing on and stuff. It's this is what they do, and it's like this is what Moore does, and it's just you want
to. I was just going to exact saying Moore are previous with us the way he played. So Huddersfield fans and squad and team and owners must have expected what they got and what they're getting. Because it's not like he's not got previous.
No, this is what we don't get, because our CEO were like, "Oh, we've got Darren Moore because he plays exciting football, attacking football," and I think that's half the problem. That is, everyone's seen these quotes and they keep digging them out when we're getting beaten, having 20% possession and 5 times in the air or what have you. It's like, look, so it's almost like someone's got a computer, typed these qualities that they wanted, and then all of a sudden it's like they must have pressed the wrong button. I don't get it, but
AI gone wrong.
That is funny. That is funny, isn't it, man? Listen, hopefully you win, mate. I'm gonna go for a 1-0. You've gone 1-1. Tom, what's your?
Love you, Joe.
I'm gonna go Millwall to beat 1-0.
1-0. And Ash.
I'm going to go for a 0-0. Just hope that it's a draw for us.
Someone's going to win then. Someone's going to win. It's a draw.
Oh, I could just see Darren Moore doing a worm at home, mate, like that, and just celebrating 0-0. Oh, give me that, baby.
Yeah, this is huge for you, really, isn't it? You do need a draw from them too, because obviously, if you were to beat QPR, what a game this is, by the way, against QPR, because QPR, they're on a good run. Fuentes, the managerial appointment has clearly worked. And I think over the course of the season, we're going to see them climb up. I don't think QPR get relegated now. And if they win, that's probably sees them away and they start to climb away. You know what I mean? Because like I say, since he's come in and started to get his style across, they've beaten Stoke, they've beaten Preston, beaten Hull, which ain't easy, and then drew against Plymouth, which Plymouth, that 10 men, I was the same as you, Cossie. I thought they'd go on and win that game, but unbeaten in 4. If you were to beat them, then obviously it's like you're just keeping them back down there with you, right? How do you see it going, mate? It's a tough game, this.
Oh, yeah, tough. Yeah, it is. Well, they're all tough for us at the minute, aren't they?
Yeah.
Apart from, obviously, Rotherham, maybe. But, it is... I don't like the term 6-pointer, but it's getting to that. We need the win. We're at home, so obviously a good win last time out at home against Blackburn, which was a great result. We've started, and I mean the QPR manager, he has hit the ground running, literally. He's come in and he's got them playing the way he wants them to play. And
they had 76% possession last night. I know they had a man light, but that's still a pretty impressive that for someone's crap most of the season.
Yeah, and it's gonna be a tough one, but it is one that we've got to target for a win. Really is. Last night would have been a bonus. Any points from Norwich, it obviously didn't work out. They scored an early goal. Cadamartri got his second. So he's looking real good. First time for a while we've got a youngster that's starting, playing, and especially scoring goals. We've got a few injury doubts. So I think Windass didn't play last night. Don't know what's wrong with him yet. How long he's out for? Iorfa's out for a few weeks. Even though we're just light up front, and we've said it. In summer, we really did need to strengthen it, and Ashley Fletcher was not the strength. Was not the strength that we needed. Nowhere near.
How would the recruitment teams look at that goal record? I think he's the guy to fire with 10 goals in the championship. Whatever. Like, I just don't get it.
Yeah,
I think he's got 27 in his whole career. I think it is, and he's been at some clubs, and he's been a fair few years. 27, I think he is, or 28. So he's been around a little bit.
A goal a year, it's not bad here for a striker. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's not what we wanted. So we are going to be limping.
It's not about scoring goals, Joe. You know, when you're a striker.
We are limping towards January and desperate for some firepower.
Keep Paddy Bamford.
Get Canberra back.
I'd take Canberra back. Of course I would.
No. What about Bamford? Are you in Bamford?
No, I'm not. No, not having Bamford either. I don't know. We're on about recruitment teams, and we've just brought
Gerald Sibon.
Gerald Sibon. I tell you what, he'd probably get in anyway at this rate. We've just brought a new head of recruitment in who's been working at the likes of like Man United, I think he was, and places like that. So
you don't want their recruitment.
It's not a ringing endorsement, but it's going to be interesting. But yeah, Saturday is a must win, and obviously at Hillsborough, we need to try and make Hillsborough a fortress. It needs to be a hard place for people to come, and then pick up the points on the away games, exactly like we did at Stoke. We've got, like I said, we've got Cardiff, then then Coventry away, then Preston away, and then Hull New Year's Day on a shite kickoff for whatever reason.
Yeah, I've just put my ticket. Just put my ticket for that actually.
Oh, £55 was it? I don't know how much Chancery is charging you for it.
I hope the club's not watching, but I always buy the price band below just so I don't have to pay a lot of money. So I paid like 23 for the price band below.
So we have got a run of games coming in. So yeah.
So how? Come on, then give us your score prediction. We're nearly up to the hour. Let's get to score predictions. This is massive.
It is. 2-1 Wednesday. 2-1. I've got to be positive. You've got to be positive. But I think still we are. The defenses look a lot better, but we're still conceding stupid goals like we did at Norwich last night. Some real stupid defensive mistakes. So for how light we are up top, we have been a bit fragile at the back. So 2-1.
2-1. Nice. You drew with Leicester. You know, you beat Blackburn at home. You know, some good results in there.
Yeah.
It is. Saying that, I'm going to go QPR 2-0. I'm sorry.
Sure.
Thanks for that.
Sold you a dream.
It did, didn't it? Yeah.
That was scandalous. That was like expecting a new car and you're getting Lynx Africa set opening like next week, isn't it? It's like...
No, do you know what? I think they've just been playing some really good stuff. I want you to win, bro, of course, but I think QPR and Ilias Chair might have a little bit too much, so I'm going to go 2-0. Cossie, come on, then you go for a Chef Wednesday win, are we?
Yeah, I normally do, but I think it's going to be one of pieces, this, and I don't think it's going to help anyone really, but yeah, I just think 1-1. it'd be interesting whoever takes the lead, really, what they'll do there and that as well, whether they'll just try and sit in and stuff. And it'd be an interesting game. I won't mind to watch, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it will be. It will be. What about you, Tom?
I think, obviously, you've touched on there, like the quality of QPR I've got compared to Wednesday in the final third. I don't think there's much difference in like defence, midfield area, but I think when you get to the top end of the pitch, like you've got Elias Cherkus will look like who destroyed us like on Saturday. So I expect they'll have a say on this one. So I think, although Wednesday will put up a fight, I think 2-1 to QPR.
It'll be a good game for sure. I think there's a lot of big games actually this weekend for our team, so make sure you're locked into it, folks. Thank you all for watching this show as well. We all really enjoy it. Thanks to Cossie for dressing up for the occasion as well in his Christmas jumper. Whilst he's at work as well, he's a busy guy, so big up. Cossie, if you need to drop off, mate, you can drop off. You've already given us an hour of your time while you're at
Legend.
work. You can do that, bro.
See you soon, guys. Cheers.
In a bit, mate. Good man. Great for him dropping on. I thought might as well do that because you could tell he was at work. I was thinking he probably needs to shoot. Boys, before we exit, have you got anything on the channels? Anything to look forward to that we need to be aware of?
No, just same old really. We obviously do our shows on Sundays. Obviously previewing and obviously get people on as well. So it's just same old stuff really.
Same old. What about you, Ash?
Same. Yeah, we've got I'm just recording later tonight our QPR preview for Saturday. So that could be interesting with a guy from their one of their podcasts. And then they're just usual stuff. Monday night is our usual weekly one out. But just if it's all right, Joe, I'm not really plugging, but we've just started today as his own little podcast shop, so you can buy all sorts of Wednesday tat. It's not merchandise, it's tat. Some crap t-shirts and hoodies and stuff, really selling this to the Wednesdayites.
Of course.
It'll be all over our social media later on or so. So if anyone wants to buy any sort of Wednesday related stuff, they can do there, mate. So just in time for Christmas, mate. It's the perfect time to release it at the end of the day, isn't it? Yeah. Mate, just if you're lucky, you might just be able to get the delivery. But it's just not quick enough. Just tell them they will, Ash. Just tell them they will. Just say it'll be there for Christmas if you get ordering. And then I'll get all the crap when not stupid. But cheers, mate. Yeah, that's what's happening in our world. No worries. Make sure you check that out then, folks. Any Wednesday fans or no Leeds fans won't want to buy it, but maybe like your cousin or your sister is a Leeds fan. I don't know. Wednesday fan, sorry. Yeah. So, make sure you check out these pods out. Thank you for watching this show. Nothing on tonight, folks, so night off for me. But there's a show about Calvin Phillips that we put out earlier on with LB, with the City fan. What's the next move for him, etc. We're back tomorrow for press conference reaction and your preview on the evening as well before the weekend's games. So I will see you then. Thanks as always for watching this. Like the video if you're watching after the back, like the video, and we'll see you in a bit, folks. Thank you.